Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, as I said earlier, I am going to start up my game reviews for the BBL, as we just still have, I think, another 20 or so matches to go. I think there's 40 matches in the season, and this is match 22. Obviously, quick update for match 21. Got a man without a ball, so for those that had like the Philippines and stuff like that, he did get a DMP, and so a lot of people are copying a 0 in the wicketkeeper line, which actually wasn't the worst, and we'll get to why that is the case in this video as well. But there was absolute chaos in this game. Some people probably had some players that they went to bed thinking they're not going to play, and then suddenly they come back from the hotel or in from the sideline. We had even Dan Christian having to get himself, I guess, suited up to run drinks, I want to say, only for him to get a spray from David Warner, which was even funnier. So yeah, there was a double concussion, and I think there's some other facial fractures and stuff for both Bancroft and also Daniel Sams. I'm pretty sure concussion protocol CA has one, and I'm pretty sure they have at least a community one, and I'm pretty sure that would extend to somewhat to the professional game. The community is 13 days without cricket. I'm pretty sure that the professional one would be at least in line with the AFL being 10, which would see Daniel Sams out for the double. Anyway, I don't think I've seen any updates. I just want to double check with that. Let me just double check with the Sydney Thunder if they have posted anything. It doesn't look like they've posted anything about both players are conscious and talking, demonstrating symptoms of concussion and have possible fractures. Both have been transported to hospital for assessment, and then you had the two substituted in Davies and Weebkin. And Weebkin actually played a huge role in the win in the end. And so, yeah, that is the case there. But anyway, let's just jump into this and go through it in general. So, as you can see, here is the here with all this. Perth Scorchers, Sydney Thunder, 177, 179. And yeah, and in the end, Perth scored more just because they took some extra wickets. And I think they had some guys get some economy rate bonuses. They had guys at different ends of the scale, like guys gone for 22 or 4, and guys gone for 44, so that's where they got most of them. But anyway, Perth Scorchers started off really, really quickly. Well, Matty Hurst couldn't get it off the square. He doesn't look like a good option at the moment, being that he is keeping, but I mean, he's not getting any points with the gloves. I don't think, did he get any glove points? He got a stumping 20 points, but ended up on a 43 actually in the end for a horrific 23 with the bat, a runner ball. And he got out to Chris Green, and Chris Green, even though he took 3 for 20, it was one of the dirtiest 3 for 20s I've actually seen. I think all 3 were half trackers. And I mean, in the end, he did really, really well, Chris Green. His bowling didn't, as I said, it was half trackers, but like, it was kind of the place to bowl on that pitch, which is really odd to say half trackers, just because he was changing up his pace. And that was really confusing the batters. I know that both Finn Allen and Matty Hurst both got out to half trackers trying to pull it, and they just skied it. And Ashton Turner tried to play on the up through cover first rock and got caught. But yeah, that was basically how he bowled. And then he really tried to, in the last over against Cooper Conley, just fire it in at that wide line, and did really well to cover his figures there, as he bowled, I think, 2 or 3 straight dot balls in the last over to keep that keep him on 20 runs conceded, which got him that 5 economy rate, which got him the 20 bonus there for the economy rate, which was absolutely huge. But yeah, his bowling was not up to standard really, and got a little bit lucky, I would say. David Warner took a catch there. Daniel Sams took a catch before all the chaos. Tommy Andrews bowled Aaron Hardy, who just looked really cheap this year. If we just go to Aaron Hardy down here on 10, I think we're going to get him hella cheap. He's got, 3 games now for... 3 games for 12, I believe. 3 games for 12, which, yeah, he's starting to get to the point where he's played enough games to qualify his price. And yeah, he could be a lock next year, averaging 60 last year and 57 the year before, 34 that year. If he's back to bowling, which could be the case, especially if Richo and some other guys are in the Oz squad, which could easily be the case. I feel like Hardy's the one next year. I know I'm already talking about next year, but yeah, he looks like a write-off this year, given that he's probably going to drop another, 117 off his break even is about 28k, I'd say. 28k off of 146 is roughly a 118 that he's going to be priced at, with again a huge break even. Then we get down to Cooper Connolly batting 4 this time. I think they tried to break it up and he did really well. Unlucky that he had a leg bye off the last ball. If there was a single there, he gets 6 more points because he lost he would hold the 5 points that he would be for getting above that 140, but he got under that 140, which was a little bit annoying. So that cost him 5 points, that last ball that he faced for a leg bye, but it is what it is. He did his job. As simple as that. As a VC, he bowled a couple overs, I think 2 overs, one for I think 17 or something like that in the end, which we'll get to. But yeah, he ended up I think on 76. I want to say 76 for him. Ashton Turner had a shocker in all forms of the game. Golden Duck, dropped the catch, bowled 1 over, went for 14 I think, or something like that. That was just one of the worst games I've seen from Turner. And Nick Hobson came in and finished the job off for them. He's a really good finisher. He bats more like a baseball style in terms of really the way he holds the blade, really down and sort of out, I would say, almost in a way. It's really behind his actual, behind like the tram lines, I would almost like to call it, and really behind and loaded up towards generating power rather than sort of coming back and more like a golf swing, like point of contact back and then coming back to that point of contact. He sort of holds it already at the height of it and then just swings straight through. And it really just allows him to have that extra time, it feels like, because there's not much that he does have to do. It's sort of, he does a little bit of foot movement to get towards the ball, but he doesn't have to worry about his sort of load up in a way because he's already loaded up. So yeah, it's just a really good spot for him to be in, to be able to, I think, just time it from ball 1, and he's a really good finisher in a way because of that, the way he's set up. And then you obviously have these guys that did nothing. Lockie Ferguson, 4 overs, none for 39. He did horrifically. I think he's dropping, he made an 8, I want to say. 8 for Fergo with a 102 break even, or 104 break even, sorry. That puts him 96 off his break even, which is roughly 23 and a bit K that he's going to go down, I think. So, he's really going to drop down to about that 136K, which is probably a really good price. Direct swap from Curran to him, basically, for those if Curran isn't back yet, which we will wait and see if Curran's back. I just want to also check when do the Stars play in round 6? It's a big question. The Stars play the 9th, so that is a little bit annoying that we will not know by then if Curran is back or not, but I can still use him as a loop. But anyway, Wes Agar, for those that jumped on, he had a horrific day, only got 4 points, 4 overs, none for 42. Got really unlucky, I think, in that last over not to have Hobson or Connolly. And yeah, I think he also had there was also, I think, a couple of drop catches off him, I think. Maybe it was Cooper Connolly or something, it was Finn Allen that in the end got out to Chris Green, which I'm happy about. But yeah, he could have easily gotten out to Wes Agar, caught by Sam Billing. So I'm kind of actually happy that it didn't happen that way, as I sort of generated another 20 points my way. But it kind of let Finn Allen get another 20 or so runs. So in the end, it kind of burnt me a little bit. But would have liked to see Wes Agar there. But he's going to be the main bowler because they don't have Daniel Sams. Daniel Sams, as I said earlier, is concussed. If I just go back here to the Sydney Thunder, you'll see here that I was reading off this message over here. So yeah, that looks like Cam Bancroft and Daniel Sams are going to be out for the double, which is 5 days away. There's no way that they get to it. And I kind of put this cheeky little thing in on social media. If it will load, I think I'll do it this way. Shafane Rutherford and David Warner. I actually prefer Shafane Rutherford at half the price, to be honest with you. And yes, Supercoach Life just said, I don't think you're going to get much from Rutherford, but you never know. 1 over, in each game, could he pick up 1 pole? All that he needs is 1 pole, and he's massively cheap option. David Warner could also fail, which would be quite funny. But yeah, all he needs is 20 points, effectively speaking, from that. And then another 20 points, especially because he may also allow you to get a guy like Liam Scott out for me. A guy like Sam Constas can finally go for me if it is the way, even though I kind of want to hold him because he could be a good emergency in the last couple of rounds. You do also have to remember that Rutherford goes after round 6, or the double that they play, I'm pretty sure he goes. Same with Lockie Ferguson. So those are already 2 trade-ins that you've got to trade straight back out, given that you can't actually use Rutherford as a loop. So that kind of sucks. But could be really, really just a good cash generator almost in 1 round, because he's going to be priced at 78k, as I said. Plus also, I think he's going to have like almost a negative break even. If he hits and goes 100, he could go up 25k and suddenly he's 100k on a single alongside some other guys. He could be a guy that you suddenly go down to someone playing on the last games of the rounds, and suddenly you've generated 25k, or you've almost put Liam Scott in. You've generated almost Liam Scott from a dead position and generated 25k for me, or something like that happens if he goes 100, which he could easily do. He could finally do it. We've seen Finn Allen do it. So guys like that are really cheap, because it will allow you to also keep your big guns, but also allow you to get those guys. Like for me, it will be Lockie Ferguson and probably, I don't even know at this point, maybe even I go David Warner, because I don't really like the other bowling options for the Thunder. I'm not going to Tom Andrews, to be honest with you. Maybe I do go Tom Andrews because, but like they just don't have anyone. That's the problem. So yeah, it'll be interesting what to do with the Thunder, as their bowling lineup is absolutely depleted. But yeah, anyway, Daniel Sams is out. We know that. Don't need to focus on too much. Tom Andrews, 4 overs, 1 for 26. And one thing I actually do want to just check about Sams is what's he going to be basically priced at next year? Because he scored a 15. 4 games for a 51 is 206. 221 through 5 is about 45, 44 and a bit. 44 and a bit is going to place him at about 135k at the moment. And I suspect he's going to miss the rest of the regular season, as the rest of the regular season is only like 10 days or something dumb like that. We are currently on the 3rd at the moment, and the regular season ends on the 19th, and their last game's on the 17th. That's only 14 days. If he's got facial fractures and a concussion, that's a bad concussion that it looked like. He could be out for multiple weeks, and multiple weeks basically puts him in doubt for this game here. Like, he's only going to have 1 game left, I think. He's not going to be back in terms of 10 days time, which I think is the AFL protocol. So I have a feeling he's got one game left in him, Daniel Sams. So yeah, that's what I think about Sams. Then quickly going across, Chris Green, we talked about in the basically start of it. And then Shafane Rutherford, 1 over for 22. That was one of the worst overs I've seen. Hasn't bowled in a game for and I actually searched this up. And I can show you the way that I do it quickly. Where is it? Shafane Rutherford stats. I know it's somewhere here. This one here. This is the way I searched it up quickly to find when the last time he bowled. I don't need an ad, thank you. T20. The last time he bowled in the T20, obviously that 9 for 22, was in July in the Global T20. Then the last time before that was in 2023. And then the last time before that was in August 2023, and then September 2022, and then 2020. So he's bowled, what's that, probably 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 9, 11, say 12, 13, 14, I'd say. He's probably bowled 14 overs in professional T20 cricket in the last 4 years. And he was brought on the bowl. And now he's their 6th bowling option. Before that, he was actually bowling quite a lot. But yeah, just hasn't been bowling. And he's bowling in ODI cricket, because you can get away with an over or 2 in there a little bit. And he actually did all right in the Super 50, which I think is the West Indies comp, in 2022 and 2023. So if he finds it, he'll be all right. But yeah, just was horrific. Only matched by Ashton Turner's horrific over as well. Blake and Nikitaris missed a straight one. David Warner played really well. I was really happy that he got out on that ball, missed the 50 bonus as well as dropped below the 150 strike rate. So lost like 15 points off that last ball, effectively speaking, if it had been dropped, which was good. Matthew Giltz, a 119, so he didn't even get any strike rate bonus for a 43. Ollie Davies came back from the hotel halfway through the game to get 3. I think he has the flu. Sam Billings as well. This is what I was talking about with Philippi. Him getting 13. Really good that he didn't get the strike rate bonus nor any contributions in the field. He dropped a catch, I believe, as well as I think it was Hurst that had the really bad run-out miss. But I think Sam Billings might have missed a run-out as well. And I think that's also what Turner did as well. He missed a run-out as well at the bowler's end. So he dropped a catch, missed a run-out, got out first ball, and also bowled an over, none for 14, I want to say. Yeah, none for 14. Yeah, that's a horrific game. There was some horrific games in here. Sven Rutherford, 39, that was really, really good. Max strike rate bonus, that is 25 plus 19. Sorry, 25 plus 39, which is 59. 64 with the blade, 1 with the ball, and 10 in the field. Gets him to 75, I believe. Let me just check that, if my maths is right. Yes, it is. So 75 with him for a 65 break even. That'll get him up roughly about, 2.5K, I would say. 2.5K up from him gets him at about 77K. And yeah, should have an almost negative break even, I would think, off that. Given what we saw out of Finn Allen, I would say he's got a negative break even looking forward to that. Chris Green, as we said, provided 11 with the bat. If he can get to a 20 with the bat and take 2 for across the double, he's going to get, that's 100 right there. Easily 100 because he'll have 20 dot balls as well in there. So he'll probably have 30 or so with the bat, including strike rate bonus, maybe even 35. 2 wickets will get him to 75. The dot ball's 95 and he'll have an economy rate bonus. So that's where he gets to the 100 quite easily. And I could see him taking more than 2 for in the double. Hugh Webkin came in. Cam Bancroft, Daniel Sandow injured. Tom Andrews was next in. Lockie Ferguson, Wazega. Then we go to the bowlers. Jason Behrendorff, 1 for 42. No economy rate bonus for him. Only a 37, I want to say, for him. I think he took a catch, which made up for the Turner shocking drop. It was one of the worst drops I've seen in professional cricket, especially in the BBL or the standard I expect from the BBL. That was one of the worst drops I've seen. Like, I've seen worse drops in, like, European cricket and stuff like that, but you kind of expect lower quality there. Hate to say it like that, but so yeah, it was the worst drop I've seen. Lance Morris, 4 overs, 3 for 22, sorry. 14 dot balls. He was electric and absolutely burned the people that traded him out, not naming names. Matt Kelly burned his economy rate bonus in the last over, had 3 overs, none for 16, went for 14 in the last 2, burned, I think it was a -9 over in the last over that he had, effectively speaking. So he didn't end up having a good game in general, ended up with a 21. And then you have Ashton Turner, 1 for 14, enough said. Andrew Tye burned his economy rate in the last over, I believe. He might have even been at 27 after 3 overs and then went for it. Or that might have been Behrendorff, sorry. But yeah, 1 for 38 for him. He ended up around that 40 mark, I would say. 27 for him actually in the end, so not the best. Spores, 1 over for 9, and then Cooper Connolly, 2 overs, 1 for 21, as I said. Bowled a wide, but he actually got the wicket off the wide stumped for Gilt, which was a really set up well. And yeah, so he ended up with 76 and was really, really good. But anyway, that is the video there for the first game review. I hope you guys enjoyed the sort of setup that I had. I went back to what I did last year in terms of reading off the cricket.com.au as well as going through and the scores in general on SuperCoach. But if you did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. And for those listening on Spotify, give me a follow over there and you'll also be notified when I upload over there. So I'll see you guys for the game review tomorrow, which I believe, if I just check quickly, is the Melbourne Stars versus the Melbourne Renegades. We'll see how those go. We know that Stoinis, Will Sutherland, etc., and Maxwell are the most owned guys I would expect, as well as probably Tom Rogers. So we'll see how those sort of 4 go. And yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for that video. Bye, guys.